Yeah.
Let's some ground faults here.
I don't think so, because I could hear what you were saying.
Where did the bars go exactly, or where are we leaving?
We're following the hose. It's almost dead ahead, but we're following the cable that does not have the hashes on it. So the unmarked cable, it's the one on the right. That goes. You just have to follow that. It'll take you up the hill, up the slope, right to the bars, unless it fell down. But Steve, we were replacing these bars because the resistivity was not working, but we were still getting good temperatures?
No, I think the whole thing is crapped out.
Oh, the whole thing. Oh. So we could just find
a
pick up melted hulking.
Yes, that's what we expect.
So historically with the bars, because we're dealing with temperature so hot, it's often that the instruments get the cables to the actual sensors get melted by the heat. We do wrap them in a thermal blanket and try to protect them as much as possible, including putting floats on them, because as soon as you get in the water column and you get more than a couple of inches away, the temperature drops in the water right down to a safe temperature for the cables. But if it's laying down on a hot rock, it will melt and burn the cable. So it'll be interesting to see what we see as we put this new one up here. We're just going to store it and then surface so that we can get the tool basket down here. And then our main dive, our first real true dive here, will be probably starting around 1:30 in the morning from the surface. So on the bottom, sometime around 3 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, with lots of stuff to see probably around breakfast tomorrow.
Okay, thanks.
Unfortunately.
Is that the bars up there on the ledge, I think, is it?
Probably.
Yeah, that looks like
where it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, the nav is remarkably good right now.
Yeah.
Is there a reason we don't have the lasers on?
I was watching.
Pilot error.
Thank you. So one viewer, and I was also looking as well, thinks that fish was a Pacific flatnose.
Roger.
Cool. Huh. I don't see the cable. Should be coming up that backside right there.
Yeah, I think that's.
Yeah.
I think I remember this. This was tangly. But
we had to wedge in the parking position in that little ridge.
Yeah.
And then the wand went up into the. Yep, that's the wand. Yep, there it is. So that's the
ship's
bars.
Still moving?
Looks like we've had a bit of sliding down on this whole area.
Oh,
keep an eye on Argus position, because
is this the fallen bars?
But it's
yeah. Man, this is not looking.
Could do another tiny move if you want to just get it in the grotto if you trust the hits.
Steve, that's
they seem really good.
Slid on the bottom side, around on this side. That's all slid down.
Yeah, remember that this is why things are really changing right now. I don't know what's going on. I mean, seismically, they're saying things are going on.
Yeah, we got a little bit of heat coming out of there now, but not a lot. So what we're seeing is the bars that has failed, and then in the distance behind it is a hydrophone that hopefully has not failed. But we've had slides up here. We had a slide here 2 years ago, which took out Tempo Mini on this. Cable still looks good, but the concern here, Steve, is if we've actually got a place. Does it? Well, we've got a little bit of a smoker coming out of there.
Kim, did you zero the DVL at the where?
He did at the platform.
So that's why the everything's really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So right behind the arm.
So do you want to try and deploy this like right next to the
We're not going to deploy it. We're going to lay it, but we can't put it right next to the other one there. It's like there's no space there for it, Mike. And then as you see where we put the A-frame back there for the other one, that's why I was looking to see if we even have. Can you pivot a bit so I can see through the craft arm, Mike?
Yeah, like this way?
Either way, so we can see if we've got even an area there that we're going to be able to get some activity out. Is that enough, Steve, to put a new one in there even? We got a little bit of shimmer and a little bit of
just looking
heat.
around at stuff for the moment.
Remember how fast it grew between August and September?
Yeah.
That's not happening right now.
No.
So maybe what we're seeing is actually a real change. I'm trying to bring up the data, but I guess what we want to do is place it over there where that other parking position and thing is.
Yeah, so let's go around. And there's not a lot of space there, Steve, and it's a slope on that side. I think we're better off just putting it over by the RAS, PPS, and the hydrophone for right now. Okay, so Mike, if you want to head over, you see the hydrophone in the background?
Yep.
And then you can see the chain caution of the floating RAS, PPS. You can see the chain going up into the water column.
Yep.
So above you is the mooring for the RAS, PPS, but over where that the hydrophone is, there's a little bit of, that's where Tempo Mini used to be before that ledge slid down the bottom of the hill on the far side. But we'll just put it down over there for now because fitting it in here is a really tight thing and we really need to remove the old one first if that's where we are going to put the bars.
So we're seeing more of the tube worms there kind of underneath the arm. Before they didn't have the red on them, or was it old ones that had, like the worm had died and just the tubes are left that didn't have the red sticking out, or?
Yeah.
Could be, yep.
There are different types, aren't there? The ones with the red are
that's a
thicker.
RAS unit.
This is true.
So,
sulfur ones and then
yep,
something
there's the
else.
RAS. Wow.
Wow.
Okay, so yeah, as we continue to pivot around, if we can get a position on the hydrophone, Kim, for the loggers while we're going to come in, Mike, I think right behind the hydrophone. That was where Tempo Mini used to be.
Yep.
That whole ledge there had collapsed, whatever, was that a year and a half ago?
Do a little spin around here.
Okay.
Tether management.
Got a turn in your...
No good spot to do this in here, but this is probably the best.
Yep.
Should I keep this heading the same?
Don't move. Do, 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 do. So, Steve, we haven't done any of your sampling yet, your Niskins.
Right.
So when we
put this down, we'll do it and go come back up.
And then we'll do the other 4 on the way up. You want 2 down here, or you want all 6 up in the...
Watch you got your tail.
Right.
Oh, that's a ways back.
Okay.
You did the one coming down, right?
We did not. We have not triggered any. The last conversation you and I had, you said, oh, well, I'd just rather have all 6 up in the vent.
No, I wasn't going to take the water, so but we can get it on the way up. Doesn't matter.
All 6?
No, we'll take 5 in the vent plume, and then we will take 1 at between 1,500 and 1,000 meters above the plume.
Oh, okay. All right. Cables still look good. We're going to be surveying those later because there's a few hot spots down there. And man, look at how that ledge is sticking out there now. It looks like more has collapsed underneath there, Steve.
Yeah, it looks like the ledge is back.
No,
I mean, the ledge is back because it looks the same as it did before.
Yeah.
There's 10 years.
What
the
I'm saying is underneath it.
Right.
Okay, thank
so
you.
this is going to come down at one of these days.
Roger, but just checking.
And if you can look way down there on the bottom left of the screen is the platform for Tempo Mini where it landed after this hole broke off.
You don't want to go down there, right? You want to
no, we're
get
not
this
going
stuff
down
up. You're just
all
talking about
is
it.
All we're doing is putting the BPR down, and then we're going to come up, Mike.
Yeah, we're going to try and get it in on the side of the...
on the side of the hydrophone.
Right behind it here?
Right behind it, where that's the spider crab is pointing.
Yeah.
See how he's got his one leg
Right
pointing.
where the spider crab is, Trevor.
Yeah, where he's telling you where to put it.
Yeah.
He's like, please just put it over here.
We want a position of this too?
The position's going to be
I don't think so, just so we can pick it up.
It's going to be a meter away from the hydrophone.
What thing is that back there?
Okay.
That's the cap.
Steve, I think more of that has collapsed on this side.
No,
the top hat, Mike?
I can't point to it, but that crack, that whole sort of...
This here.
Yeah.
That's all new.
that new beach,
That
sort of thing right to the left right now, beside
Yeah.
behind, that's where it fell down.
Are there any
So-
live video cams here?
anywhere around here. There was,
absolutely.
and we're going to be putting one back down tomorrow.
Okay. So
Oh,
there will
right.
be after tomorrow.
There will be again.
Yeah.
Just don't put too much weight on this, or the whole thing looks like it's going to collapse. So this is cantilevered out. I'm
Okay, go for the
I'm
lights.
thinking that the mineral content here is a little bit stronger than what was beneath it, because we've had multiple collapses underneath. You can see that jagged edge on the left side coming. Oh, wrong thing. This is all.
No,
new.
he's just talking. Oh,
That's all a
just lay
collapse.
this somewhere.
Yes. Sorry. Yeah. Back where the crab was.
So we'll definitely
Right
have
there's
to deploy bars before we do anything with
Yeah. Yeah, Steve.
everything else.
Yep, bars.
But you can see there's going to be limited real estate here.
Well,
Hold
there's
on,
no real
sub's sliding
estate
around.
here. I think we're going to have a hard time even putting the Tempo Mini platform up here, Steve. Yeah, that's great. Oh, sorry. Sean, all these, we're going to be back here again. We're going to be moving the hydrophone. We're going to be moving everything. This is all
Yeah.
just temporary locations
Okay.
Yeah.
for now.
We have a viewer suggesting that we
Which
should
light
give merchandise to the spider crabs so we can tell when we see them again.
Oh,
Yes, I did. Yeah.
they're kind of creepy crabs. I don't think they taste very good. Apparently, they have a lot of sulfur in them.
Sorry.
A lot of sulfur.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Wow.
think this is
Yeah, Kim, I think I'm happy.
marginally better. Go ahead.
And Kim is happy.
Crab's there waiting for his toys.
So what's this that we're placing now?
That's a bars.
This is the bars.
It's like a temp probe.
It's got a, you'll see a wand, which is, you can see the T handle on the top. The wand is actually facing away from us. It's got a ceramic tip on it. And we put that right into the vent, a hot vent, and it'll be measuring the temperature. I think the highest I've seen is like 390 or 380. I don't know, Steve's probably seen over 400 because he's been around a lot longer than I have.
No.
What?
Yeah, no, it's a 325 or so is the highest we've seen here. Which
And,
I guess they do go somewhere else, but not
Yeah.
not here up to those numbers.
So we call this the little pig. They look like little
Try it
pigs with
out.
a tail. And
Nice.
This
Dr.
crab seems to
Mars,
be missing a
Lily,
couple
Okay,
legs.
yep, we're good. We got a temporary picture of it, whatever, temporary position, the hydrophone, whatever.
Yep.
Kim, all right. So
Yeah, I just wanted to catch the corner of the platform so you could see that too.
sure, just record at some position, Kim. That way the loggers will be happy. I don't want to make them unhappy.
Bubbly.
I said this was a quick dive.
Jesus.
So from here, everyone, we're just going to go up a bit. Steve, you want to be in the plume to take 4 Niskins then?
Oh.
5 Niskins. ROV, you copy that?
Sorry.
Yeah, 5 Niskins in
In the plume.
plume.
Yeah.
Niskins.
Not yet. 5 Niskins in a plume.
in the
Which plume?
Right up above us. We can just go straight up a little bit and you'll see here on Grotto there is
Ian?
venting. Yes,
What else are we doing other than the...
we're going up. We're doing the Niskins and surfacing.
Okay, so we have a weight we want to drop or leave here somewhere.
Okay, forgot about the weight. Okay, can we drop the weight here?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
You got that, Sean?
Yes, I'm good. Thank you, Kim.
Hey, Shore, can you bring up the bars
Actually,
sensor?
Mike?
I'm having a real hard time trying to do it from the ship. It's
Yeah,
just-
no, it's fine. We'll drop it here.
No, I don't think so. Ian, we're good to go, right?
Yeah, well, if you're dropping the weight?
Yeah.
I thought you were just going to
Sample
open a
salvo?
drawer and put it here on a ledge.
Yeah, we got to open
It
the
does.
bio box.
Oh,
Coming
okay.
out?
Yeah, but is it okay if we leave it here?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. That's what
yeah. Well, we're going to have to pick it
doing.
up and move it anyway. because it's going to
Okay.
have to go back to the tool basket to come back up because we can't leave our weights down here if we don't have to.
Roger.
And Will indicated he might need it later. So this weight weighs 45 pounds in air, and in water it weighs a lot less. What is it, 30?
Would you like it in?
Trevor,
Okay.
how much is that in water now?
He doesn't have a headset on right now, but
Oh.
45, that in 45 in air is, I don't know,
Like-
got to be 42 in water or something like that, isn't it?
Or it's about 0.8?
Is it 87? 87%.
87%. I was thinking 0.8. Yeah, don't squish the crab, but wherever you can put it, that we can get it later to pick up. Maybe right in front of the porch, of course, where that's where the crab is.
It's kind of in front of the crab, just with the bar stuff, just somewhere we can pick it up.
Anywhere around here.
That 25-pound plate?
45-pound plate.
45.
5 pound. Just don't let it roll down onto the hydrophone.
There's a fish or something in those
That's
worms.
a great spot for it, Trevor. Yes. Yep. Bam. So we're temporarily putting this here. We'll pick it up on probably on the next dive. To move.
So this might be where the camera goes, actually.
Yeah,
Just
well,
to
we'll
let you know,
figure that
I'm
out,
just
Steve.
guessing now ahead of time.
Take good notes. Look at how
Is-
much that brake, the truck brake
Okay.
drum has been munched already.
Should be, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's one of our weights.
So the plume is directly in front of me here? Is what the
Come on
RAS
up.
is up in it or something?
Come on up. Yep, at one point in time, the RAS
Well, yeah,
PPS was right next to a plume.
right. It was
So if you come up a little bit, Mike, we'll see a vent somewhere.
This is the area that
Yeah.
Mike and I were
So right there. there's one.
kind of tangled
Wow.
up bars,
I got chills.
nozzles, and everything else,
Yes.
if you
Said I got
recall,
chills.
Mike. Probably the easiest way to get to a plume is just to go over to the North Tower and go right on top of that. But
Okay, yeah.
because
Look at that. Only 1 year.
Wow.
yeah, it's in a bad spot.
Wow.
So that's what happened to it. That's why it's not making any more
That's
noise.
incredible. Wow.
Well, it's
Here.
autonomous, right? It's not plugged in.
Right, but we were hearing it on hydrophone and we stopped hearing it.
Oh,
So is this the Tempo Mini? What is
Yep.
the
no, that
No.
was the RAS PPS.
RAS PPS?
It's a water sampler and also like, phytoplankton sampler. Obviously not sampling
okay.
phytoplankton down here, but some
Yeah.
other microorganisms.
So we're going back over to the
Shore,
North Tower.
North
can you bring
Tower
up
is where I'm
bars
going for.
on plotting the utility and tell me what the readings are, just to make sure we're doing the right thing?
Say again, Steve?
I'm just trying to get Shore to bring bars up in plotting utility. I'm doing it on the portal, but I don't have any answer or anything like that. Anybody there?
Did we
Yeah.
did we connect bars even,
Oh.
Steve?
No,
Well,
I want to
obviously,
see what the
yeah.
old one is doing.
Oh,
Based on what
okay.
we're seeing here, it
I should be almost straight shot out from here.
Yeah.
How far?
It's like not even 20 meters. Not even.
Can I
So-
get the porch and the downlights off?
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Act natural.
So we're heading to a vent to get the
That's
Niskin bottles. What's the temperature that the Herc can withstand?
Which part?
it depends on
The part you're going to
yeah.
put in the boiling water.
It won't be that hot.
Okay.
The temperature drops like inches away from the vent. I mean, goes from whatever 300 down to 1.5.
Yeah.
Under
Trying to
6
go
inches.
through the hole.
So this is our North Tower.
so if we go on top of now, does anybody have Grafano up? Sean?
Yeah, I do. What would you like to see?
But tell me what the transmissometer what the temperature is doing and stuff? Could you, because I don't have it up here somewhere.
Herc CTD temperature.
So here's a nice black smoker right in front of us, 2 of them at least.
I don't know what the
Maybe
length of this is.
Yeah.
30 minutes, an hour.
Yeah, that's
You
a nice
can get in
vent
there if you like, though.
I mean, it's looking pretty normal
Come
right. Oh, it's
on.
spiking now, though.
That's not
What
it.
is spiking?
Yeah, the temperature.
That's it. You
Well,
want
look at
porch
the
light on?
transmissivity.
Spiking went up
We
to
have
2.5.
transmissivity.
So we'll need those lights on again.
Do we have transmissivity? I don't see it.
Inverse conductivity, Steve?
Sure.
No, we want transmissivity. We put a thing on
Not there.
specifically for that.
Not there.
Which one
It's
do
not in
you
the
want?
side
I
data.
want one of the cameras. Can I have the bubble and give you the Zeus?
Well, that's a real unbelievable thing if they don't have the transmissivity there.
Just
Well, you
conductivity.
need to request it in advance, Steve.
Okay,
And
I'll
just
give
push
That
it out
was
a little
very
bit.
well requested in advance.
So yeah,
Okay.
temperature's spiking.
Temperature's up to 3 degrees.
3 degrees. Whole
And we're
3
not
degrees.
quite in
When you
the-
say spike, I'm thinking like 20, 30, 40.
No.
I'm
Spiking
good.
from
Just watch the arc. Watch the
from
delta
1.
coming up a bit.
It's doubled.
Yes. All perspective.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
which Niskin are we pulling right now?
This
So
is
what's
6.
the
Front number 6.
altitude?
This
Thank
is good,
you.
right?
Number 6.
Kim, what's
15
the
meters.
altitude?
15 meters.
15 meters. That's pretty well perfect.
Oh, there we go.
And we're definitely in smoke visually
Yeah.
here, right?
Yeah, that's we're getting
So
temperatures up
Okay,
to
can
like
we go,
8.
guys?
trigger
Yes,
5,
go, please.
5 of the
Good.
5 of the
Go.
Popped. Good.
We're doing 1, 2,
Make
3,
sure you leave
4,
one.
5. It's the green one.
Okay, that one's done.
5. The next one.
Sean,
orange.
make sure you're timing these. You're marking these.
I'm
time-wise?
Mo's
collecting
doing
them.
it.
Yes.
You need
Up.
need assistance, Mo,
7.
or
I'm okay. We'll just need the Latin long in a second here.
That's
yeah.
the last one.
Sure.
Right? We'll keep the other one
on.
until
One more.
come
No,
up,
no,
please.
no, the one,
Did you do the red one?
no, there's only,
Okay.
not saving one for the way
We're
up.
saving one for the between 1,500 and 1,000
You want
meters.
downlight? It's just going to be smoky.
In
doesn't
on the
matter.
winch, Kylie. Coming up.
Roger.
I'll grab that nav. Just
All
hold it
right,
up
so
there.
we're going to be recovering the vehicle now. Temperatures
So,
did get
Mo-
up to
Mo, the important thing is the time you have now.
3.55. Oh, hold on. No.
I have the times.
Temperature
Great,
got up to
thanks, sorry.
almost 7 degrees.
Let's get up out of this stuff. Flip
Yep.
the vehicles around.
Thanks, Nav. You can bring
Temperature
it
got
down
up to
now.
7 degrees Celsius. And now it's
Roger.
dropping back down. It's down at 4 degrees in the plume. All right, those of you who are watching on shore, that was our first bottom encounter with the
Sean,
Vents.
did you happen to get the depth on that?
Oh,
16.
Depth. No, it's 2160. We'll say that.
Okay, thank
oh,
you.
oh, the altitude, sorry, altitude depth.
And the altitude was roughly 15
15
meters?
to 16. The
Okay.
last one was at 16, Steve.
Thank you.
Okay.
It seemed like we were closer to
So
it,
Mike, we're
didn't
just
we?
going straight up from here?
Just for a little bit. I think I'll flip around now in a minute. I'll look
I mean, we're not trying to navigate our way out.
no.
Straight up.
No need.
That was exciting. I missed dinner, didn't I?
Oh, well, there was pizza, so there's probably all kinds of leftovers on the table down there.
All right.
I inhaled a couple of pieces really quick.
Yeah, great job. All right.
The cookie dough ice cream was also out.
Oh,
first.
no.
Man,
I missed ice cream. Oh, well.
Oh, man.
This was exciting.
We've got a lot of comments that this was awesome.
Steve, when does the last Niskin have to be?
Between 1,500,
Sure.
basically above the plume. So we're 1,500.
Okay.
If you can mark that somewhere, we could guarantee. I don't know how you do that, but
I'll keep an eye on it
yeah,
because I don't know how many people
That's
in
where
all
we're
that
working
chaos
right there.
heard you.
I
yeah.
heard it.
Okay.
1,500.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
He said the last Niskin has to be around 1,500.
Oh, okay.
We have really good maps and everything. We can all take a look at them if you want.
So where is our temperature sensor
Well,
relative to the Niskins? How warm
yeah, but
are they close by so we know the temperature of the water in the Niskins?
We're officially ascending, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, we're going to ascend to 1,500 meters, and we don't have to stop, but we have to trigger a Niskin.
Yep.
Pilots, are you hearing this?
That seems to be a no.
I would say not.
Go ahead, Steve.
15, you're going to ascend to 1,500. You don't have to stop, but just you got to trigger that last Niskin.
At 1,500 meters?
Okay.
Roger.
1500, got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, right. That's a good one. Okay, Kylie, you can let me start to catch up.
Should I turn off my auto heading?
Alrighty.
All right. I'm all stop on the winch.
You set an alarm for 1,500 meters? That's some phone, man. That's great.
Yeah, I'll fill in these lats and longs for you here.
Thank you.
No problem.
I set everything else up ahead of time, but when it's in the middle of all the chaos,
yeah. It gets really fast, especially Niskin pulls, you know?
yeah.
So is there a temperature sensor for the Niskins?
Oh my God.
I've got some
Not the Niskins.
people.
Jeez.
No.
What is wrong with this?
Well, no.
Where is the temperature sensor on
Well-
Hercules? Is it close to him?
Oh, that's a ROV specialist question.
What was the question?
Where is the temperature sensor relative to the Niskins? Is it kind of close to him, or
No, they're on opposite sides.
they're on opposite sides? Okay.
Yeah.
How warm did it get?
I don't know.
Not that warm. It was like, I don't know, 9 degrees maybe.
Yeah.
The temperature probe is near the craft arm, and the CTD, which also has a temperature sensor, is above the Magnum. So we have
Thank you.
two different options.
Yep.
Up on winch.
So
Yeah,
it's
I think about 2
Are
hours.
you filming?
Maybe less. We're very light, so we don't never usually this light. So.
but the CTD
Okay, I'll
that we
do it.
wanted to look at is the one on the back of the.
Waiting for them. So for those of you just
See what it
joining us,
makes just going
we
straight, and then I'll put
just
the
had our first look at the
lateral on.
hydrothermal vents. We placed some sensors, and we are now ascending
We're
to finish our
Yeah.
last sample. We're going to pull a Niskin bottle that's going to collect some water well above the plumes. And
Yep.
tomorrow we're coming back to set things up.
Well, like, it's going to be early in the morning.
Early in the
pretty
morning?
sure.
Okay.
Tonight.
So keep bringing your questions as we ascend. We can answer all your questions.
I've done all the interesting stuff now, you know, so I'm done. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it helps. Sites like that, Kylie, it helps if you're...
So
Is there
we
a
have
way to edit the stain I have on my shirt a little bit. I know.
Is the stain green? Because that shows up in film easily.
No, it's not green. It's not green. It's like I don't know what it is. Maybe some syrup from breakfast.
So those of you who are online, we have Nova in here filming us as we're live doing stuff. So it's just making us all a little bit more nervous than we normally are.
In a good way.
In a good way. Nova is awesome.
You're in here just to make us nervous. Steve, are you seeing these graphs? Greg sent some graphs over.
Yeah,
Seeing them?
mine actually finally got working.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah.
Where are they?
What one are you using, Steve? I'm coming over just a sec.
We didn't get the right CTD on Grafano. That's I guess I got to talk to Tim.
CTD is not on.
Well,
So there's a viewer trying to figure out the design that is being made by Nautilus's path in Quad 4. So if any of you viewers have an idea of how you'd call that, how you'd like name that design, we've got someone in Carbondale, Illinois asking for some help with that. So another question, does all the equipment that's placed near the vents eventually get removed from the ocean? Absolutely, yes, they do. This is actually a preserved site. It's a marine protected area. So we have to take everything out when we are done with it. We cannot leave anything that isn't emergency necessary.
And fun fact, it was, actually I don't want to tell you this fact because I don't know if it's correct.
Okay, she'll get back to us.
It, and then I'll be back with my fun fact.
Okay, and it looks like everybody is busy here, so I'm going to kind of wait on some of the other questions. But keep asking your questions, we'll go. So for the pattern, we've got pretzel, we've got duck with a yo-yo, and we've got another pattern called crap, it's windy over here, turn around, crap, it's windy over here.
Okay, so it turns out my fun fact was right. What I was going to tell the viewers is that this area, the Endeavour vent field, is Canada's first Endeavour hot vents marine protected area, and it was helped to be established by Verena Tunnicliffe, who is now retired recently, but she's was a professor at the University of Victoria.
Awesome. I don't know that I've ever seen this much chaos in the command room.
I know.
Or control van.
It's just, what is going on?
Have the crabs ever stolen anything from you other than your heart? I gotta say, this is the coolest day ever. This is my first time coming to a hydrothermal vent.
Yeah, this is the first time that I study them, but this is the first time I've ever gotten to see one live instead of a pre-recorded video, which is super cool.
Best day ever. I've had a lot of those in the last 10 days. So for more design styles, we've got 2-year-old crayon, 2-year-old with a crayon design, and we've got box kite tangled up design. So hopefully that helps you see the designs in the path we've taken in the map in Quad 4. Let's see some of the other questions that I've gone through. I've been saving some of your questions because we've been doing lots of technical stuff, so I didn't want to be distracting people. But I'm now going back through some of the older questions. So why do the spider crabs keep appearing? That's something that a lot of people have been asking, and really just, this is where they live. So they're out there when we see them. Are the spider crabs able to see, Steve?
I believe so.
Yeah, they've got like sight receptors.
They do have sight
I don't know-
receptors.
I don't know if they're like, you know,
If they're good at it.
sophisticated.
I mean, there's not much to
Yeah.
see down there.
Yeah.
They have poor eyesight, but they can see.
Okay, poor eyesight, but they can see. So they're probably using more of the sense of temperature to know where their food, where they shouldn't walk.
They also have sensitive tasting and sensing organs on the end of each walking leg, so that's also how they determine where they are or get a little bit more of a feel of their surroundings.
Yeah.
Something smells like sushi,
It's not me.
like good sushi, not not
Must be waiting for me down below.
The pizza was pretty good. The one that I had, there were 2 that had olives on it, so I kind of ignored them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Love olives.
Yeah, you're welcome
Love
to them.
olives. Yeah. I'll take all that olive pizza.
So I've got a Hercules question if the pilots have a moment.
They might be a little busy.
They do look a little busy. We also have someone asking if there's any cool water Pokemons that are out here that you can find on Pokemon Go. Is anybody into that?
I don't think anyone has tried. We did talk about it a little bit last year. So I don't know if anyone actually opened their app and tried. I've never done it, but
Haven't had my Pokemon Go working for a while now. But I'm sure there's a lot of cool Laprases out here.
Let's see. So here's a question. Why do you guys keep finding octopi? So we've been finding a lot of octopi because we keep going through these instruments, and the instruments provide hiding places for them. So
yeah.
I think that's, you know,
I think it's a really common place for the females to lay their eggs and kind of hide out.
kind of a secret place. And
It gives a nice protected cavern and plenty of room for them to be able to still kind of be comfortable instead of smashed into the corner of a cave.
Yeah.
So someone is comparing the pilots being busy. It's like asking your mom to buy an app on your iPad. They're usually busy writing the bills and taxes. I think they're just joking around, actually. But
We're telling stories. What was their question?
Yes, you guys had several questions and you just ignore us.
Well, Kylie's
tossed
very
us to the
excited at
side.
having just been to the Endeavour hydrothermal vent site for the
This
first time, which
Hey,
so
we were
we're
ask- I was
talking
asking all
about
kinds
how to
of
pilot in
questions
there
on-
and stuff
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Well, what are the questions?
we're all living on the glow of going to the hydrothermal vent. This was really exciting. So first one is, how many arms and lights does Hercules have?
No legs and 2 arms.
And lights.
Oh, lights.
Oh.
I thought you said legs, and then I was thinking about the grasshopper legs.
I heard legs too.
2. How many lights? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh God, there's so many in the front now. Yeah. 4, 4, 8, 10, 12, 13.
Oh
I
man.
think there's like 17. Yeah.
Okay, and Hercules and Argus
Yeah.
are
Almost
oil powered.
20.
They're tethered to the boat, right?
They're tethered to the boat, yeah. To the ship. They're tethered to the ship. They are not
Tethered to the ship.
autonomous. Yeah.
So just when they were counting the lights, I wish I would have switched the camera view because both Mike and Trevor looked like octopi flailing their arms around as they were trying to count. They were counting the positions around Hercules.
Yeah.
It's okay, good.
Let's see, we talked about the spider crabs. Let's see, I'm kind of going through all these questions. Oh, why is the tether so long this year?
It's just for this expedition.
It's for these ONC people.
So we don't have to move the ship as much. We can do more on the bottom in between the vehicles without having to wait for the ship to move, for Argus to move, for Herc to move.
Yeah, especially since we're doing a lot of setting up equipment and moving around from one to the other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, the ship moves take a bit of time. That's a big reason. And if we, we're going to do a cable lay towards the end of this cruise now. And then we have two ships next to each other kind of doing this dance. So the extra long tether comes in handy there too. Gives us more space to get away from the cable ship.
Let's see. What kind of octopi live by the vents? Are there any specific to the vents, Steve? That might be more of a you question. What kind of octopi live here at the vents? What kind of octopi live here at the vents? Okay, so no specialized to the vents, at least here. So it's the same ones we've been seeing.
Deploy weights like that every time. It's going to speed up. You think about it. Saving somewhere, the lead ROV pilot, Trevor Shepard, was just saying by us dropping that weight, bringing it down and leaving it there probably saved us somewhere between half an hour and an hour of ship time.
Wow.
So ship time is a very important thing when it comes to operating an ROV and a ship in the middle of the ocean.
Has this channel ever contributed to Splatoon lore? So Splatoon seems to be a video game.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe maybe if that game looked at, I don't know, deep sea images,
Yeah,
stock images on the internet.
I guess. We also have someone who says they want to animate the purple squid video with all of the crew as Nautili. They're asking for permission. Not sure what they're doing.
I don't know.
Don't know who would have to give that permission.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, what do you mean when you say it's barely replaceable for the bars? Dr. Mahaley. Steve, you got
Steve does not have a headset on.
Does not have a headset on.
Why does he not have his headset on?
You want to join our conversation, please? Okay, he's too busy.
Wow. I got to talk to him. Steve? Oh, man.
So if we ask him what direction, where to go, he has to use that.
So having a longer tether is mostly advantageous. Are we going to go back to the shorter tether, and why would we do that?
Most definitely.
Yeah, because we are so far away from Hercules with Argus with the long tether. In general, we want to be able to get better views of Herc. We're going back to the short tether.
The long tether creates a lot of hazards for us because we don't have a system where we can reel the tether in and out on a winch drum or anything. It's just a fixed length, so it's a lot of stuff hanging around. So like Kylie said, to mitigate that, we have to keep Argus further away.
So for these ops, it's like a requirement to be further away in some respects. And for most ops, we prefer to have better visibility from Argus to Herc. So the shorter tether is a preference. We'll move the ship more. It doesn't make a difference. In these operations, it does. So we're going to go with the longer one and just sacrifice the viz.
So Tammy, this might be more of a question for you. How loud is it in the control room that these headsets are required?
It's more or less for easy communications between different areas without kind of like different positions you're seated without having to yell over anyone else. But the sole purpose we use our intercoms and the headsets is we record everything that's being said, and then we use it in the recordings or maybe a highlight reel or something like that, as well as there's intercoms throughout the boat. So someone could be working in the lab and they would be able to hear or listen in on what's going on, or, you know, chime in. Like yesterday, Fabio was working and we have a monitor down there for him. He could look and tell the pilots, you know, put that push core down just a little bit deeper or over here kind of thing. As well as we have monitors in the lounge. 3 different monitors you can watch, and then 2 smaller that can show data. Sorry, 3 smaller, 3 larger. We have 1 in our mess where we all eat as well. So people, anywhere you go, you can kind of watch what's going on in the dive, as well as we have an intercom and a monitor in the data lab, which is where a lot of people will do, particularly when we do mapping or anything, they can be sitting down there and watch, as well as processing the data.
Right, and the intercoms also have multiple channels, so Tammy and I could have a private conversation that nobody else has to listen to in the control van, or you know, you can have 3 people on the same, or the science party line where everybody's on the same line. And we also have the ability to go to shore. So that was way back with Dr. Ballard when they first set up these KP panels. You could have scientists on shore at the Interspace Center at the University of Rhode Island Graduate School of Oceanography, sitting there directing a dive from shore, speaking on the same intercom as everybody else is, and speaking to the same people. So that's the whole telepresence of physically not being here, but being part of the action is through these panels in the intercom. So it's not a noise thing with the headsets. It's a convenience thing of being able to have various conversations with various people at various times.
Yep, correct. It's really helpful as well for if the dive chief needs to speak directly to the pilots and everyone else is kind of chatting, they can kind of essentially zone out everyone else and just have their own conversation to do some any critical operation they may need to do.
That's when we do all this secret stuff we don't tell anybody about.
Except for we all see it.
Yeah. You'll just see, at home, you'll just see signal lost to ship. You know that something's going on at that point in time.
Something exciting
we won't talk
happening.
about later.
Yeah, and we have new ways now, so we could still talk to shore, but then we also have other ways where we can get scientists from all over are able to come in into our intercoms. If we set it up with them ahead of time, they actually can get into the intercom and talk and communicate directly to the scientists and the pilots. We used to have to do that through a phone. We would do a phone tap and have the phone tapped into the intercom system, but now we can do it all more or less virtually with apps and cell phones or however, laptops.
All that, notwithstanding, the questioner was asking if it was loud in here, and when the air handlers go into overdrive, it's loud in here.
Oh yeah, it sounds like a plane taking off when our air handlers, our HVAC kick in, but that's also why as the video engineer who sits right below them, we have pilot, airline pilot headsets that we wear for that particular reason to block all that out, as well as we monitor everyone's sound. So if you're talking really quiet, I'm turning you way up. Vice versa, if you talk really loud, I'll turn you down. All right, it looks like we're getting ready to do this last Niskin, so I'm gonna be quiet for a little bit.
He's not even focused on that right now. He's still talking about Grotto.
Well, no, they're taking it at 15. So
We're going to do it right at 15?
Yep.
Okay. So are we going to do that on the fly, or does he want us to stop?
We can do it on the fly, he said.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Sometimes we put stuff like that in the dive plan so that you'll know in advance what it is we're doing, which is always nice. But different people operate in different ways, and some people don't like to put stuff in the dive plan.
Sean, would you mind getting the Latin long for this?
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe I just grab that temp location on the nav screen there. We don't want to stop. I mean,
No, we're not stopping.
yeah. So that's the best I can do.
Okay.
Say what?
Just take a picture
Yeah.
when it gets
Yeah, I'll just take a picture. You don't.
Yeah.
You don't have to grab a waypoint, Kim. It's okay.
Well, I can.
I mean, you could grab a temp location and just erase it after if you
Yeah.
want.
So, like the vehicle is. Well, can you see where the vehicle is? It's nowhere near where the.
Oh, you're actually right. Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah, that would be best then.
Okay.
Not yet. Not yet.
Let's
not
drop
yet,
a
not
mark.
Yet, not yet, not yet.
Yeah,
now?
just maybe at 1500. I'll tell you when.
Oh, popped now.
Oh, okay, now then.
Wow.
All
Okay.
right.
A little early,
I know.
guys.
Dang. That was the
Alright.
not yet I kept saying.
There it is.
Okay.
All right.
All right, thanks for the help, Kim.
No worries.
Wow. Who was on that arm? Was that Mike? That wasn't you, Mike, was it? Oh. 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 Well, don't apologize to me. It's Dr. Stephen Mihaley of Ocean Networks Canada. They'll be upset. So Steve, that just left the room, that's how excited, how upset he
It
was.
was at 15:30.
15:30?
36.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
1536.
1536. Okay.
Did you get a Latin long on that?
I got a Latin long.
1536. I saw that.
I have a timestamp.
That's so close.
I
to
have one too,
1500.
Sean.
That's-
I caught it just because I
You
heard
did?
Kylie
Nice.
say
Okay, let's go with yours.
Nice.
We'll go with yours.
Well, and if
I'm
Steve
really
wants-
sorry.
it was perfect.
It's
No,
okay.
that's
Mistakes
okay.
happen.
I want to
Mistakes
go
happen.
with
okay.
mine.
It's
I
not
was-
even a mistake,
I
really.
was getting set up and I just didn't realize it wasn't going to take anything to get it to
Yeah.
trigger.
Yeah.
I
I didn't want to miss it, so I wanted to grab it
No,
ahead of time.
that's
I didn't
okay.
want to
Oh,
fumble
Well,
it.
actually, yeah, I think
And
he
until-
originally
my
said
God.
somewhere between 15 and 1,000. So,
yeah, I don't know.
but
It's-
then he
it's
didn't
just the
convey that.
hydraulic
That's how Steve works. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's imperfect. I'm sorry.
And then no sooner did you pop it than he was out the door looking for some squirrel somewhere. I don't know.
Squirrel.
He'll be back.
Okay, so while I've got the pilots listening, what is the method of propulsion on Herc and Argus?
We have thrusters.
Electric or hydraulic?
Hydraulic.
Yep.
Oh.
How many are there? And how many different directions do they push water?
We have axials.
We have 6.
If
6.
axials for fore and aft. Laterals. Are there 2 laterals or just the one?
I thought there's 2.
Anybody?
I thought there's 2.
Okay.
So the
Axials.
the thrusters
laterals.
point.
Oh, and verticals.
Yeah, verticals.
2, 4, 6.
Yeah.
Two laterals.
So let me see. 2 plus 2 plus 2, 6.
6.
It's my calculator.
You know it's tired. You know it's tired when I was working on a job in Algeria and I was doing the bill to the client, having been up for 72 hours doing the project. And I was doing an addition and I got down to, and it was like 2 plus 3. And I was like, that's 6? Oh, 5? And then I actually had my calculator out doing 2 plus 3. And then I saw 5. And I'm like, well, no, that's 2 plus 3 is 6. And then I was like, no, 2 plus 3, 2 times 3 is 6.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know, at that, you know, sleep deprivation, you make silly mistakes.
I had a similar incident one time with my alarm clock getting me up at midnight because the cat had reset it.
Oh,
And it took until I'd had 2 cups of coffee and about 12:30 in the morning for me to realize it.
He was trying to double dip on his meal times, I think.
if you have neighbors that you don't like and it's summertime and they leave their windows open, you can walk up to the windows and say, hey, Alexa, set alarm for 2:30 a.m. Alarm set for 2:30 a.m. Would you like this to be a daily occurrence? Yes.
We have a viewer telling you that 3 times 2 is indeed 6.
It was actually 3 plus 2 that I was trying to figure out. But yeah, I figured that out.
So Tammy, I've got another question for you. Why is it called the control van?
It's the control command center. It's where all the action happens. This is where we command.
But van?
Yeah, van part.
It's a temporary, or it's a van.
Modular.
Yeah, well, a van, why they call it a van is because in Rhode Island, they call shipping containers vans.
Oh.
And in other places, they call shipping containers. And then in other places where I've worked, they call them Connex boxes for some strange reason.
Also, CCAN.
CCAN.
CCAN's what I'm used to, yeah.
Yeah. So it's a 20-foot shipping container with the equipment inside. In old school, it would be just one container with everything in it. And then I think at the same time,
I slowed down a bit.
Thanks.
OET and Woods Hole went to the 2-container configuration with openings between the 2 containers, so they made it together. Now this one is actually 3 shipping containers. So this whole control room can be taken apart and boxed up and put on trucks in 3 shipping containers, each 20-foot shipping containers. So we've got temporary walls that fit in here to enclose it so that you could put it on a ship. So if we had to fly the system away to go somewhere else in the world, it could all go on, a container ship.
Yep.
So that's why it's called.
So we're being yelled at in all caps. Apparently we have reset somebody's Alexa device. And that was Ian.
Sorry, not sorry.
Alexa, play some good tunes.
Small price to pay.
Okay, so has there ever been a deep sea specimen that survived once you brought it to the surface? We had the octopus just the other day, but it was only 400 meters.
400 meters. Yeah, we can bring things up from the bottom that will be alive for a while. Generally at the 2 to 3 kilometer depth, the pressure change, they don't survive it. But they'll be pseudo-alive, depending on what it is, for a bit. But it's a one-way trip for them if they come up.
Well, and the ones that we got the other day, we were able to add to Fabio's science experiment too. So
yeah, absolutely.
We make it serve as many purposes as we can. Okay, how often is Dr. Ballard watching us?
I think he watches us all the time. He never sleeps. You have to be careful what you say and what you do, because you never know when Bob is watching. It's like Big Brother in a way, but and Bob loves the mission. He loves what the ship does. That's he's put his life into this ship, and the results are amazing. He's done a great job with the entire Ocean Exploration Trust, and in forwarding his personal mission of helping to improve education and knowledge of our oceans. So you just have to assume Bob is always watching, because if you don't, that's the one time he will be watching.
He will be watching.
He's got a lot of things on the go, but he always has time to check in and make sure that everything's going well on the ship.
Okay. So another comment or question is, why do we ignore the jellies? So as we go up, we're kind of going so fast, it's hard to say, hey, wait, there's a jellyfish, and we don't want to stop because we've got to get to the top. But
well, we've got video recordings of these, so if there's a particularly interesting creature,
You want to speed up there?
we will have people to check that at a later date.
We do also, at different dives and different times, we'll do vertical transects, which are a lot slower, and those, we'll get better images and more viewing time as we come up and down in the water column. And every once in a while, one of the jellies gets a little bit too close to the ROV, and sometimes bad things happen to them. And fish, sometimes that happens, and there's nothing you can really do about it.
So yeah, you don't want to linger around them too long for fear of that.
And some of them have, little stingers on them. No.
Yeah.
So we'll be surfacing probably under an hour, hopefully. And